Finnish black metal hails, this is Rauta, and now we're gonna talk about 2022 release by Archgoat, a Finnish black metal band. Now, typically speaking, Archgoat has been labeled or boxed in as death black metal band because of various reasons. While the band indeed is, well, lyrically and big part musically as well as artistically a black metal band, no denying that a lot of the band's music is flirting roughly, more or less, with death metal. This one is all Christian in the Ends, a 17 minutes MCD with 4 tracks. Some might say these are more or less leftover tracks of their previous album 2021, but no idea if that actually is fully true, and even if it is, who cares? What matters is that we have yet another release by Archgoat featuring their trademark kind of music. Part of those visual artifacts, there's a problem with the camera software, so after Windows 11 update. Anyway, let's not talk about Windows, but death metal meeting black metal with Archgoat music. First, those who have no idea what is going on with Archgoat, it's one of the oldest black metal bands in Finland. That is, they started early on, even late 80s, with bands such as Behavior and whatever. But yeah, nowadays they are stronger than ever. I mean, they have been very active past few years, putting album every couple of years, 3 years, roughly, give or take, and then EPs and live albums and stuff like that. Worship to Eternal Darkness, which came out in 2021, was indeed one of good chapters in Archgoat discography. But what do we know about this one apart from being 17 minutes and 4 tracks? Now, I'll tell you this much. This starts with a rather trademark kind of a song called Ascension Towards the Promethean Fire, which then again is, you know, both good and bad, pure Archgoat. And that is one of the defining factor with this MCD, because that kind of leads you in with, hey, this is Archgoat, it's not gonna fail you kind of a idea. That is then followed by the second track, which I think is one of the more interesting tracks by Archgoat, Crown Cloaked with Death, which is less than 4 minutes in, and it's kind of a trashy song, which is then again more like flirting with old school black metal. I like it. I especially like that there is this trashiness, which is not so much present with Archgoat on big level. But then we have this but element, and this MCD starts on decline. What I'm saying here is, in my opinion, these 2 tracks, the 2 first ones, they define the good things on this EP. The 2 latter ones, not so much. To me, it seems like this MCD is moving on 2 different levels. The first tracks are like, yeah, let's do it, it's Archgoat, it's good, and all that stuff. And the 2 last ones, they're more like fillers. I know it's a nasty thing to say, I don't mean it as negative as people are going to take it, but I'll say this much, this is not as good as previous couple of full albums. Actually, one might even make the claim, the bold one, that this is actually one of the weakest Archgoat ones. Even so, this is definitely decent. I mean, you have all those Archgoat elements, especially the dark growly vocals, which we all love, and we have those trademark riffs. But there are a couple of things which kind of bother me with this one. Like I said, those 2 tracks in the end are the ones that trouble me the most. But also, I must say, there is some production thing that's kind of a little bit annoying. Not maybe annoying, but not exactly something that I'm too happy about it. And that is the guitar sound, because it's kind of hissing and a little bit weaker than what we're used to with most Archgoat ones. And that's emphasized with the faster, but when things kind of slow down, it like hisses a little bit less. And that's where the band is at its best with this particular MCD. Now, I would say this is definitely a kind of a release that's fandom, fan service kind of a thing for, well, fans of the band. But those who are not familiar with Archgoat should not start with this MCD, because it's clearly far from their best works. It's definitely, once again, I'm gonna keep repeating myself here, it's not a bad one, it's not mediocre one, it's not lukewarm. It's a decent one, but not as good as, for example, last couple of 2 albums. So take it as you will. Check out the links provided. This is out on April 22nd. So very fresh from the oven. Still definitely worth giving a shot. Just a little bit of a disappointment after a strong album. This is Rauta. Take care. Looking forward to hear your comments about this. Take care and see you soon with more reviews coming away.